everybody. This is Steve Coughlin. My band and I, Probable Cause, would like to ask you to tune in to the Paige Roberts radio show. It's a lot of fun. It's on the Intercom Radio Network, and you'll love listening to some great music. And also, my band and I will be in Athens, Georgia on January the 19th at Hendershot. So come on out for a good show.
Hey y'all, this is Danny Kinsey, and you're listening to the Paige Roberts Show on Intercom Radio Network.
You think they give a damn about folks like us? They only say that to get our votes. They're working for the guys on top. But you know what? We're still here.
Don't you see what they're saying? Do you really buy their lines? New day, same old story. The blind are leading the blind. Do you think they really care? They're after just one thing. All the kings must pay their masters, taking it by all ways and means. Here speak, see no evil, monkey see, monkey do. They keep selling it to the people, we all believe it's true. Monkey see, monkey do. But it won't go away. Keep sending them to the castle. They make all they can take. They swear they want what's best, but they don't know the truth. Everything's spun their way while we just keep on getting screwed. Here speak, see no evil, monkey see, monkey do. They keep selling to the people, we all believe it's true. Monkey see, monkey do.
And welcome to the Paige Roberts Show. It is Monday, November 26, 2018. I know we're just coming off of a pretty long weekend from Thanksgiving. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving, all that is. We got some great things coming up. I guess I'll do a couple of announcements. I know on December the 2nd, we are introducing a new show host. Not my show, but we have another host coming on, and she is Carrie Smith, and she's going to be, it goes along with her blog, so you'll want to look up her blog, and it's called Sweet Southern Sass, and I said that's pretty cool. I'll be in on that one, and coming in and introducing her show. So, keep watching for that, and let's see what else I have. Oh, I guess I'll go ahead and give a shout-out to Dan Fields, GeorgiaCountry.com. And thank you for setting this up for tonight. That's the way it works, y'all. But I guess I'll just cut to the chase. I have Russ Still, singer-songwriter tonight, my featured artist. I'm just going to go ahead and bring him on. Hey, Russ, how are you? And welcome to the show.
Hey, Paige. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. It gets kind of crazy over here sometimes, but we do get it all done.
I know. It's all about getting it done. Get her done.
No, right? That's it. Now, Russ Still and the Moonshiners, so they are out of Atlanta, Georgia. And the other night we had Atlanta on, too. Let's see, who was? Oh, the band Love It we had on the other night was out of Atlanta. So we've been getting a lot more local. We've been getting a lot more local. That's good.
Yeah, spread it out.
Yep.
We all need some love.
Right. Well, you know, Russ, we talk a lot on the show about the indie artists. And we know it's hard for the indie artists to really get out there and get their name up there. And what, probably taken years of getting a name out there for your own self, right?
Oh, my gosh. It is it's hard work. It's fun now, but it's a lot of time. I've been playing music for playing in bands for 45 years. That makes me an old guy. But I don't feel old. I just look old.
That's all I know. I doubt that.
Little road hard, but I'm not hung up yet. Yeah, it's hard. We've been I've been writing songs pretty seriously for about 15 years. Got quite a few albums out, and it's all self-produced. I mean, I get the band together, and we go in the studio and cut the tunes, and then you got to get the record press, and you got to get some, reach out and see if somebody will listen to it, and trying to book gigs and put it together to make that happen. And it's just it's something all the time, trying to make, push it just one step further. And there's so many great bands out there, acts, bands, all genres. And it's hard to get up above the noise where somebody will pay attention. And everybody's got so much going on, and so many distractions. And it's hard, you put out a record. I don't even have time to listen through it myself, and I like it. But I'm all invested. Much less somebody who doesn't really know who the band is to sit and listen to 30, 45 minutes worth of music.
Right.
So we appreciate folks like you that Paige Roberts Show to give us a little airtime and reach some folks that hadn't known about us before. It means a lot.
I appreciate that. And I guess that's what how this show got pushed out there. I mean, it's something different. It's not playing a gig, like y'all do a lot of times. But, you get to talk about your music, and that's what we're here for.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
But we have a lot of shows coming up, like I said, and we got some new stuff coming up in 2019. We're just really excited about what's coming our way. But
yeah, and people need to support that too. I mean, they need to support you, and they need to support these bands that are coming on. Everybody needs a fair shot and good listen, and you probably gonna hear something you like.
Right. Well, that's the thing too. And I'm always preaching out there. You should be sharing each other's music. It's not a contest, y'all. Sharing each other, not really promoting each other, but just being there for like-minded people such as yourself, and that's what you're out there for too.
That's right. I had a good buddy of mine. I front my band playing guitar, but I'm a keyboard player and played around town keyboards for a long time. And I play with this guy, B.J. Wilbanks. He's a great songwriter, got a great record out. And his bandmate and girlfriend, Carly Gibson, just toured Europe with Mother's Finest. I think she's doing some shows here in the States, too. And I was talking to him about how great that was for her, but how great it is for all the people around her, you know, that just it gives some credibility to everybody when one of us, you know, somebody in that circle gets to do something so cool like that. And we're all working for the same thing. And when one wins, we all win. It's not like you say, it's not a contest. We ought to be, if we're fighting against one another, we're just wasting our time, you know?
That's right. And they will be, I think I saw where they were going to be here in Athens as well, Mother's Finest.
They probably will. She'll probably be singing backups with them. She's fantastic. Great
awesome. Singer,
but she can rip a guitar up. She's fantastic. So Carly Gibson, the name to listen to.
I'll have to remember that. I see where they have been playing around. But, you know, we have some, like you said, we have some awesome singer-songwriters and bands that have come out of Georgia.
Oh, and that's the truth. The list is long. It's a rich state.
Yeah.
Did you catch that special on Georgia Public TV last week called Making Sounds?
No, and somebody tagged me in that.
If you hadn't seen it, I bet you'll catch it on next time around. It may be online somewhere, but it's really well done. Talked about all the early R&B that came out of Macon, Percy Sledge and Otis Redding and Little Richard and Capricorn Records and, of course, the Allman Brothers. And that's a rich history down there and really just all over the state. And country music, you know, country music, you got all, gosh, I mean, the list is very long. Travis Tritt, going back a little bit, Doug Stone, Mark Wills, what's that new guy's name? Out of Southwest Georgia. Gosh, I can't remember his name. No, well, Alan Jackson. Gosh, he's a mega star, isn't he? This is a new guy, and I just saw him in concert with Chris Stapleton. They were out at Lakewood, and he was great. That was a great show. We got you know, Chris Stapleton's playing Mercedes-Benz coming up here for too long with George Strait. There's a lot of good music coming around. I hope they figure out that sound issue at the Benz. I heard it's not been going all that well, especially the Gardens.
Oh, wow.
It didn't sound all that great.
There's nothing worse than going into a venue with bad speakers or sound system.
Yeah, that's a weird room there. I'm sure it's first show they'd had in there. I'm sure they got it figured out by now.
We would hope so anyway, right?
Arthur Blank won't let them mess up too many things, I don't think. Pretty excited about Atlanta United, though. We're going to have here next Saturday, I think. I think they beat, they didn't even have to win on Thursday against New York up there to come back and play for the championship. That'll be a big deal. A lot of people hadn't gotten it on that train yet, but I've been down there a couple of games, and it's very exciting.
Awesome. I'm always meeting, you know, we just took off with this show in Athens, Georgia. We have a show coming up January 13th with Probable Cause out at Vegas Studios here in Athens, Georgia. So we are really excited.
Good deal. There's some cool places to play in Athens too. Good bands.
A lot of places. Yes, and just not even Athens, surrounding areas too. It's just wow. I never realized that there was. How could I not realize? Of course, there's a lot. You know, but there's just so much music, and like you said, the rich history of music, especially down in Macon. But yeah, somebody tagged me in that post the other day, and I was going to watch it, and I'll be darned, I went off and forgot. But I'm
it'll slip by you. It'll come up again.
I'll have to try and search for it and see if it comes up in the list of movies. So, but that's cool. Well, Russ, why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself? But now, before I do that, let me give out the call number is 646-668-8941. You can call in if you want to call in and listen. I think the other night we had like 10 or 11 people on.
Yeah, somebody, y'all call. I love talking to people. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm from Montgomery, Alabama. Lived there for 18 years. Moved to Mobile and went to college down at the University of South Alabama. Go Jags. You know, usually when you're in Alabama, you're either for the Tide or the Tigers. And I kind of grew up. I had some, friends that were strong, rabid fans of both. And I like to say that my Alabama friends thought I was an Alabama fan, and my Auburn friends thought I was an Auburn fan. And it took me a little while to catch on, but I need to be supporting my school where I went, so University of South Alabama. And we can field a pretty good team from the folks that Alabama and Auburn kick off their teams. They get arrested or doing something stupid. Right. And we can pick up some good players. We hadn't had too good a year the last couple of years, but I think we're coming. Anyway, I went down to Mobile, and so I go back just a little bit. I started singing in the choir when I was in first grade, sang all the way through junior high and high school. When I was third grade, I started playing piano. Used to get off a half an hour once a week and go to Miss Randall's little cubby hole she had there at the school and take piano lessons. And that was a lot of fun getting to get out of class. But once a year you had to do this show in front of the whole school, and that was, by the time I got to sixth grade, that was, I didn't want to be known as the piano player. That'll get you whipped on. So I started. I wanted to quit piano. I wanted to take guitar. So I took it. My parents got me a guitar for Christmas. And I started taking lessons, but I wanted to play James Taylor and Led Zeppelin. The guy was teaching me Red River Valley and Hang Down Your Head, Tom Dooley. So that didn't last too long. But come about 10th grade, a buddy of mine, he just started the school, and they were doing something after school. I said, "What are y'all doing?" They said, "Oh, we're putting a band together for the talent show." I said, "Wow, man, that's so cool." And he said, "You play piano, don't you?" I said, "Not like that." He goes, "I'll teach you everything you know." And we played Ramblin' Man, and I played piano and sang it, and we won. And that was the start of it all right there. We put a band together in high school called Shaky Kid. Played Skate Haven there on Atlanta Highway once a month usually. Played the Governor's Mansion. George Wallace or Lurleen was in office during the time, and we'd play for their kids' birthday parties and just all regular playing. It was big time. In fact, we were playing, the best story, I was going to small high school, and they were letting us use their lights, their drama lights for our stage show. And we had blown a speaker, and my buddy, guitar player, his name was Boo. Well, he calls himself Charles now because he's an attorney, but Charles Edmondson. All right. But we called him Boo then, and he had skipped school and driven up to Atlanta to get a new speaker. And somebody came running out of the office and said, "Russ, you got to come to the office." Said, "Boo's calling from Atlanta, and the governor's office wants to talk to you." So, I mean, when you're in 11th or 12th grade, it doesn't get much better than that, a lot of excitement. And so we went down. I graduated from high school, went down to Mobile, and Boo came down. A bunch of us from school went down there, Boo. And before the first semester was up, we had another band together and bounced around a couple of bands a little bit, but ultimately we moved our bass player down from Montgomery, and he was playing in the band, and we got a drummer out of Montgomery, and we were having a big old time. We'd go out during the summer, instead of getting regular jobs, coming home and getting regular jobs, we'd go out on the road and play, and just it was just fantastic. And so after I had graduated, from college, we were out playing all summer, and we were heading out of Mobile, coming up to Columbus, Georgia, to play D-Fords. It was a great, huge, killer rock club in Columbus, Georgia, and our bus broke down like it would do almost every other trip, and we got it, pushed it to a mechanic, a small mechanic, and he said, I can fix it. Some rotor cap needs replacing. He said, it's going to be $80. I said, you take a check? He said, no. I said, I need some cash on this. And we got everybody together. There's about 7 of us traveling, and we couldn't come up with $80 between us. And I had to call my dad. I had to call my father in Montgomery to come. I said, I need you to come bring me $80. And he said, all right, I'll be there in a couple hours. And I sat there in that hot Alabama sun, and I said, I cannot make a living like this. I got to figure out something else to do, because this is wearing on me. And
that's the hardest part, isn't it?
Oh my Lord, just trying to get from one gig to the next, And so not too long after that, I got engaged, and my dad said, you can get engaged, but nobody's getting married till you get a job. So I cut my hair off and started looking for work, and I found myself a job in hospital finance, and which sounds kind of highbrow, but it wasn't. It was a 38-bed hospital in North Mobile County in Satsuma. And I worked there for about 5 years, and I went to work for Humana, and then they transferred me. I was playing music the whole time now, and I wasn't going to take a job. I could have taken work at the paper plants down in Mobile, but it was all shift work. Even the management position, you had to work shifts and weekends. And I said, well, that's going to cut into my playing. I'm not going to do that. And so playing the whole time, so 3-4 nights a week, and working, 50 hours a week. And so I got moved I went to work for Humana, and they moved me to Atlanta, and I just been in bands the whole time, just going at it hard. And cover bands, wedding bands, dance bands, club bands, country bands, rock bands. I mean, just the whole blues bands, and just having a big old time doing it. And so I married the singer in the band out of college, and we got divorced about 12 or 13 years ago. And divorces bring, either when you're falling in love or falling out of love. That's some great writing material right there. So, I started writing real I mean, I got like 3 out of it. Well, but 1.5 falling out of love, and 1.5 and working on it, falling back in love, And I started working real serious at writing songs. I was going up to Nashville and going to songwriting camps and doing demos up there, and I thought I might write something that somebody might cut. And the more you hang around Nashville, man, they were just, the best of the best players in the country for sure, and beyond. I mean, they're, international people up there, not only players but writers, and you just got to be there to make that work. And I figured I wasn't going to get anybody to cut a song anytime in the near future, so I've been kind of moving, trying to find my own voice, and this record we've got coming out called Bootleg is moving in that direction. We're giving ourselves a little bit of space to do what we like to do rather than trying to write something that somebody else might want to do. And so it's a process. We have fun with it, and just trying to pay the bills.
I tell you what, that takes something, paying the bills, living on a singer-songwriter pay.
Well, like I said, I never figured out a way to make money playing music, so I've always kept a day job. I've still got one, and I work with some folks that give me a lot of room to do what I need to do, and I've been mighty appreciative of it.
Well, if you can get into places, even, and I always tell, this can be wrong, but radio, they play your music, and going to different, if you can find radio shows that will interview you about your music I think that's what puts singer-songwriters out there a lot of times.
It does, and it shows like yours are leading the way doing that. I mean, independent folks can't get on, regular terrestrial radio. That's all controlled, I mean, most of the stations, the big stations are all controlled. They have somebody in New York or L.A. telling them what they got to play.
Yep. And so that strikes out the indie artists, and that comes up a lot on this show, is talking about the broadcasting, the big broadcasting stations that want. We were talking about it the other day, put on a George Jones record or put on, they won't even play those. It's all new.
It's all new stuff. That's right. And you got, I understand it. I mean, they're trying to make they're playing music to sell advertisement. They need people, they need the listeners, and they're shooting for the most common denominator. And I get that, and I fully appreciate their position on it. But it's, you just got to work hard if you're independent. And, it doesn't matter to me. I mean, I'm going to keep making music whether anybody's listening to it or not.
Well, right.
I just love to do it.
Well, now, I know you and I were talking about some of your songs before we came on the air. Let's talk about No Stars, and then we'll play that and come right back.
Sure. No Stars, I wrote this song. I started writing this song when I first started going to Nashville about 12 years ago. And I'm a member of National Songwriters Association. And they've got this service where their folks that live in Nashville, you can have them listen to your song and give you critiques on it and this and that. And so I sent this song in. It was called something different then. And the guy called me up to talk about it. He goes, I tell you, partner, he says, I think this is one you just ought to, you learn something from writing, and you just need to throw it away, and there's no point in even trying to rewrite it. Of course, I didn't want to hear that, so I kept at it, and it turned into something that probably one of my favorite songs right now. It's you played Monkey See coming into the show, and that I pushed that out first because of the elections coming up. If you heard it, you get a sense that it's sort of political, bipartisan now. I don't pick on one side or the other. I think they're all a bunch of a lot of idiots up there. I hate to say, they're confused about what's important, I think. But don't hold that against me. But No Stars is going to be the next single coming out, and it's a lot of fun. It's not country. Some people are calling it pop, but it's it's just an old love song, folks falling apart. And you remember you used to get the stars on your work when you were on your school work back in the day.
Yeah.
They used to put the gold stars and silver stars. It says winning fights never won me no stars. So when you're fighting with your significant other and you win, nobody's giving you a star for that. The older you get, the more you learn. There's no fight worth winning. Anyway, that's what No Stars is about.
That's true. Well, let's play that and hold on the line, and then we'll come right back.
Sounds good. Somebody call in. Let's talk.
I know it. Let me see if I can get them going out there.
All right.
Here we go.
Last night was lots of screaming and slamming doors. It's nothing new, we've been through all this before. I guess it's been my fault, but you got your revenge. Now I'm wondering if I'll see you again. And I'm wasting time watching every headlight, hoping you'll come back from the dark. Winning fights never won me no stars, and they damn sure won't mend a broken heart. Every car that passes just causes more pain. Minutes turn to hours, but each second stands alone. I'm praying you'll come back, but I know that you won't. And I'm wasting time watching every headlight, hoping you'll come back from the dark. Winning fights never won me no stars, and they damn sure won't mend a broken heart. Damn sure won't mend a broken heart. I don't know what tomorrow will bring. I can't think past tonight. I'm praying that the phone's gonna ring, trying to find some hope in the morning light. Guess you've hit Memphis, it's getting late. I hope you're alright, it's been a hard rain. I can almost see you in the glow of the dash, wishing you were thinking about coming back. And I'm wasting time watching every headlight, hoping you'll come back from the dark. Winning fights never won me no stars, and they damn sure won't mend a broken heart. Oh, I'm wasting time watching every headlight, hoping you'll come back from the dark. Winning fights never won me no stars, and they damn sure won't mend my broken heart. Damn sure won't mend my broken heart.
You are listening to the Paige Roberts Show on Intercom Radio Network. We are broadcasting live off of Blog Talk Radio. Our call-in number is 646-668-8941. Let's give another shout out to Phil Kranz. He is WAAK 94.7 FM. He is the host of the Black Dog Morning Show. He is Ringgold, Georgia. And one other is Southern Country Radio. They are online, and that is Howie Groot. He calls himself Hollywood Howie. Now, he's going to be your next Tennessee mayor, I think. You know, he's running for mayor, so be checking out his page. Now, he's another one, Russ, that he does interviews on his front porch. He's out of Hendersonville.
Well, that's not. We need to hook up.
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood Howie, is that who you said?
Hollywood Howie. Yep, I'm all the time sharing. He shares mine. Yep. Well, he's running for mayor 2020, I think. It might be 2019, but I think it's 2020.
Sound like you bring some sense to the whole thing.
He will. It's coffee. Let's see, he is coffee with Hollywood Howie, I think, in the mornings a lot of times, but at least sometime there around 11 a.m., you know, they're Central Time, and we are Eastern Standard Time. But it's cool. But, you know, that's how we support each other, Russ. He shares my posts, my events, and so does Phil Kranz. He's another one. He also does interviews. All he needs is your MP3s, and he'll play your songs too. So.
Okay, I'll check them out. Listen, while we're supporting folks, let me give a shout out to my band.
Yes.
I've got my wife, beautiful, lovely, and talented wife, Cam, still playing keyboards. She's my muse for sure. She gives me all kind of fun stuff to write about. I got my son, Ben, still on guitar, slide guitar, and background vocals. I'm really happy to be playing with him. There was a long time that we couldn't communicate musically. He was playing all this heavy stuff that I didn't understand, and he didn't want to play anything I was playing, but he's figured out them 1, 4, 5 chords. He knows them like the back of his hand, and he's a great audio engineer, and it's a lot of fun having him around. I got Mitch Flanders on drums, Roddy Phipps on guitar, Ed Usher's playing bass on the record. Johnny Berman's playing bass with the live shows now, and I don't know which song we got coming up. I got Tommy Dodd playing on pedal steel on a song on the record coming up too. New record's called Bootleg Batch 432. Kind of a funny story about that 432. Normally you tune to A440. That's the standard, international standard for tuning. But there's something they talk about tuning to 432 hertz, and we recorded the entire record at 432. It's just 8 points below that standard tuning. It's supposed to sound a little bit more organic. My engineer and producer, David Leonard, over at Reveal Audio, said we were never going to do that again. It's kind of a problem when you go back and try to do things after the fact, and we're all tuned to 432. Keyboards don't like going that way, but it was fun doing it. Fun to talk about
It's like Word, David.
Yeah,
right?
That's right.
Well.
Yeah.
But it takes all those kind of people to run things, and I'm always interested in how our singer-songwriters put together, because each one I have found to be different, and how they put together their albums down to even producing their records in studio. I was like...
Well, even writing songs, people approach it different. I tend to write my words first. Sometimes I'll start out with the line that's going to be the title of the song, but probably more often than not, get to that later. Something catches me, and I've got ideas. I keep notes on my iPhone. Something will cross my mind, and I'll write it down. I got lyric ideas, and I shuffle back through those from time to time. But usually the words, and then I'll be thinking about a melody and pick up a guitar and find something that works. And it's kind of weird. I've just been listening to, and really I grew up on pop music. Listen to radio. My parents were into the music from the 40s and 50s, and I've just had a broad exposure to music my whole life. And I just have a sense of what sounds good to me, and I look to find a melody and a chord structure that works to that. And then I'll take it to the band and play through it, and they watch me play it and listen to me play it and sing it, and they start picking up their parts, and we work on that for a couple of months. Then we'll go into the studio and cut the basic tracks first. And David Leonard, I mentioned, runs Reveal Audio up in Kennesaw. He really just brings so much value to the process for us. He's got a great ear too. Worked in Nashville for a long time, and we tweak it out, and then we go back and do lead parts and vocals, backup vocals, and that, and it kind of comes together. David mixes it. This record we sent over to Glenn Schick to master it. Look up Glenn Schick Mastering, SCHICK, here in Atlanta. He's internationally known. Did a real nice job with the mastering of it. And I've got Copycat Media out of Minneapolis pressing the CDs, and Tinderbox Music doing some marketing for me. And it's just, you just throw it all up against as many walls as you can and try to hope something sticks.
Well, and there again, studios, I know Donnie Hammonds, I don't know if you know him or not, he is at the Dark Studios out of Cartersville, Georgia. But we do keep the list so there like you do, It helps.
Well, I've been working with David for since I started writing seriously 12 or 13 years ago, and I feel real comfortable going in there. I know he's going to get a good sound for me, and it's about working with people that you're comfortable working with. It's a pretty small studio. I've been in big ones and recorded, and they're fine and real nice folks. And it's just about going where you think you can get the kind of sound you want, and the kind of people you want to work with. And there's a lot of studios around Athens and Atlanta and extended metropolitan Atlanta, like you said, Cartersville and Gainesville and down in Macon and just all over the place.
All over the place. I know that Vegas Studios, Clay Henson, he'll be doing all our editing and all that good stuff that goes with filming the show. We are really excited. So we hope, Russ, when we get situated this coming up year, that you'll come back and do a live interview with me.
No, I'd love to. I appreciate that. Absolutely. It's been a lot of fun.
They have a stage and everything at Vegas Studios, so that's, I'm like, I have bands, I'm like, they want to play. So I called Clay not long ago. He said, yeah. So that's what we're working for. So there we go.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. And there again, it's something different,
Yep.
But,
always trying something different and new. Got to be moving forward.
Yeah, you do. And not worry about the ones behind you. I know we got some haters out there. But
yeah, you got to. It's just like playing professional sports or any kind of sports. You can't worry about the pass you just missed. You got to worry about catching the next one.
And that's right. And that's how we look at it. I always say, keep on keeping on. You'll get to the next point anyway.
That's right.
Yeah. Now, as far as playing, do you have a specific venue that y'all play at?
We play around town, Atlanta. We got looking at some dates after the first up in Athens. Nothing firm there yet. We got WRFG Radio in Atlanta. They do an annual Americana in the Park, and we'll be playing that first part of March, first Sunday in March. I think that's the 3rd. Nice way to raise some money for a nonprofit there, and just always throwing it out there, trying to get something. Nothing solid except that on the books right now. I've just been so focused on trying to get this record out. It drops. Official drop date is next Tuesday, if I remember correctly, the 4th, December the 4th. Be on all the digital places you buy music, iTunes. I think it'll be on Spotify by then. Heading out for radio play all over the country here this week. Supposed to be anyway. I hope so. And get some more press on it. Got some good press on that release on Monkey C, and I hope to get some more of that for the whole record. And just enjoying the process.
Yep. Well, that's what it's all about. Now, once you'll have to let me know, because I had my Spotify up. I had neglected it and hadn't been really good about keeping it over there, but you can find that all of our songs, including yours, will probably be uploaded on intercomradio.com, and we have a Reverb Nation site as well. We're back up to #1, y'all. Thank you.
Good for you. That's great.
It's a lot of work. I'm constantly at it. I know you are too.
Yep. Yeah, that's the truth. You can't miss a day, can you?
The name of the game, isn't it?
Got to stay in it. Somebody's always working harder.
Yes, it is, and getting ahead of you. But now I was looking back at some of your other albums too. I know you have on your website Still Cooking. Now was that 2016 or 2014?
16. Still Cooking. That's a good record too. We got some good press on that. Got the play that around. Played that in took it down to Bike Week. Played several shows down there. Went out to Austin, played a few shows, 4 shows I think on that record, and just takes me about. It's been taking me about a year and a half. I mean, the process. I mean, we started writing this Bootleg. Went in the studio the first time in like March or something this year. So it's been 9 months just trying to get the record cut and mastered and all. It always takes longer than I think it should. It takes what it takes. But we're going to start. We got 2 new songs that we like a lot. But we're going to go ahead and start cutting those and start releasing singles rather than wait until we got a record ready, full record ready. It just seems like another way to approach it.
Now, I have those. I know I have Left It's Hard and Line in the Sand. Do you want to talk about those 2?
Yeah, It's Hard is just, sometimes life is hard and sometimes it's hard to tell. It's a little play on words. It's kind of funny. We started playing that song, and the first line is, she said, both of us can't stay here, and she wasn't going to leave, and threw all my shit out in the yard. And we played it a couple times, and I turned to Ben. I said, you got all that? And he goes, yeah, I don't like this song, though. I said, well, what's wrong with it? He goes, well, nobody wants to hear about their parents getting divorced. And we started laughing at him. I said, you can't take my lyrics personally like that. He goes, well, I've heard all the stories. I said, well, she didn't throw my shit out in the yard. That's a fun one. And then Line in the Sand. This is things always coming back around. So I mentioned Boo Edmondson a little bit ago. We introduced, getting me in my first band and playing together off and on for about 8 years through high school and college. His son, Wyatt Edmondson, is great talent, songwriter, singer, player, songwriter. He just got it all going on. He lives up in Nashville, and I was up there doing some business a few months ago, and we co-wrote that song, Line in the Sand. It's got a real strong message to it. We're, brothers divided. I mean, people drawing these hard lines in the sand, one thinking one side's right and the other thinking the other side's right, and a lot of hate going on out there, and we need to get rid of those lines, man. What are you willing to give up to thinking you're right? And none of us are right. We don't know what the truth is. We just have our idea about it. It's all a story, and we're telling bad ones right now. We need to start showing each other some more love, and that's what Line in the Sand is about.
That's it. Well, why don't you tell our listeners where they can find you at on social media and places like that out there? Yeah,
sure. Well, you go to my website, RUSSSTILL, RussStill.com. Facebook, Russ Still and the Moonshiners. Twitter, RBStill2. Instagram, Russ Still and the Moonshiners. YouTube, The Russ Still. Sounds kind of doesn't sound too good, but that's the name of it. The Russ Still. Let's see what else. You can find the last record on Spotify, Russ Still and the Moonshiners. Pretty much anywhere you look, iTunes, anywhere you're looking for music, you can find it either under my name, STILL, or Russ Still and the Moonshiners. We're out there.
And you're
taking it to the streets. Next venue, WRFG Americana in the Park Festival on March the 3rd at Park Tavern in Midtown Atlanta. It's going to be a great show.
And if you are ever out in the Athens area and have a show out here, let me give me a heads up.
You're top of my list.
Awesome.
Top of my list.
And we appreciate you calling in tonight, Russ. And again, I'll give a shout out to. We'll give a shout out to Dan Seals. Of course, you know who Dan Seals is.
Dan Seals, Georgia country man. Dan Seals is the hardest working man in country music in the state of Georgia. I tell you, he's a good man with a big old heart and really doing everything he can to support and promote
Awesome.
the artist, country artist in Georgia. He's a really good guy and hardworking, and just got a heart big as Georgia.
Well, we connect, and I know Hunter Grayson has been on my show before, way back when a little bit. Yeah, that's the way we do it, y'all. So, like I said, you just have to keep on keeping on. Now, we will be back here tomorrow night with Canadian musician, singer-songwriter Ed Roman. I call him my favorite Canadian.
That'll be a good one. See, they're coming from all over.
They do. I'm just really surprised. Well, I shouldn't be, I guess, but we appreciate. Well, we have producers as well. So, like I said, we're not just the Paige Roberts Show Intercom Radio Network. We want to be there to help the singer-songwriters. And if you need something like that, ask.
It's a no until they say no, right? You might as well ask.
That's right. And that's what I always say, too. So, if you can't find it, and, we know it's out there, so we do have, like I said, we do keep our list. So, but I guess we'll go on and close out. But I do appreciate it again, Russ, and you're welcome back anytime. Like I said, when I get situated, we'll see where we can.
Let me know anytime, and that Vegas Studios live show sounds like a good time. We'll let's look for that in 2019.
Awesome. And thank you again, Russ, and we'll see everybody back here tomorrow night, same time, same place, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, let's go out with this hard, and where's my other song? Line in the Sand, right?
There you go.
All right.
Thank you so much,
everybody.
Paige. Appreciate you having me on. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're very welcome, Russ, and thank you as well. Here we go. Let's go out. We'll do Line in the Sand first, and it's hard last. All right, y'all. Talk to y'all later. Bye, Russ. Thank you again.
Bye now.
Bye-bye. Bye, y'all.
We dug our trenches deep. On either side we wait. Brothers once and always, divided by the hate. Would you be the first to fire to satisfy your pride? Would you take a bullet to prove your view is right? Like rushing water or soaring wind, you can't hold it in your hand. Feelings wash to nothing, like another line in the sand. The rich man's fleeting comfort seems to fill his need, but it won't buy him what it takes to make him truly free. The working man, he knows the price it takes to live a dream. The honored strength of battered hands show all he has achieved. Like rushing water or soaring wind, you can't hold it in your hand. Feelings wash to nothing. rushing water or soaring wind. You can't hold it in your hand. Feelings wash to nothing like another line in the sand. Another line in the sand. Let's erase these lines in the sand. She said both of us can't stay here, and she wasn't gonna leave. She threw all my shit out in the yard. I tried to love that woman, but I ain't gonna breathe, 'cause it ain't supposed to be this hard. Well, it ain't supposed to be this hard, but sometimes it's hard to tell if the world is coming after you or you're causing it yourself. If it gets to going bad and catching you off guard, find out what's really going on, going on. It ain't supposed to be this hard. Oh yeah. Yeah, sometimes life is like the country songs you hear, where everything goes from good to bad. You lose your house, your dog dies, your girl runs off with some other guy, and every day's another kick in the ass. Well, it ain't supposed to be this hard. Sometimes it's hard to tell if the world is coming after you or you're causing it yourself. If it gets to going bad and catching you off guard, find out what's really going on, going on. It ain't supposed to be this hard. Sometimes luck starts running bad, ain't nothing you deserve, no, but there ain't nothing you can do. There ain't no way to tell if a change is coming soon. It's like trying to solve a mystery without a clue. It ain't supposed to be this hard, but sometimes it's hard to tell if the world is coming after you or you're causing it yourself. If it gets to going bad and catching you off guard, find out what's really going on, going on, going on. It ain't supposed to be, it ain't supposed to be, it ain't supposed to be this hard. It ain't supposed to be, it ain't supposed to be, it ain't supposed to be this hard.
Hey, y'all, this is Danny Kinsey, and you're listening to the Paige Roberts Show on Intercom Radio Network.